everyone, I just wanted to make a video today to show you a couple of different things. I guess the first of which is Google Classroom. So I've gotten a lot of different messages asking, where do I find stuff? How do I do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to show you, that way I don't have to answer the same question 600 different times. Okay. So when you log into Google Classroom, I'm just going to use first period as an example. It's pretty much the same on all of them. You're going to see the stream, okay? This is kind of where everything shows up in order of what I posted it in, or in order of whoever commented first or second or third or whatever. And this is going to go all the way back to the beginning of the year. If you keep scrolling, it's just going to keep going. This isn't necessarily what I want you to focus on in Google Classroom, because you'll see like posts that I make where I say, hey, this is what we're doing. And then you'll see like different people commenting on stuff. But the classwork tab up here, that's really where everything is. So I have things organized by unit here, and you can see like revising, editing. These are the daily slides and the bell work that we do weekly. There's nothing here from when we've been to social distancing, okay? I get that a lot. Look at the dates, guys. See this? This is last month. That's when we were still in school. Don't worry about those right now. I've been doing it literally since February, and I guess it took a social distancing for you all to notice. But aside from that, I have extra credit. This is the quarter four right here. I didn't put quarter four on these guys, but those two are good too. You can click on them. Let's see. This is going to look a little bit different for you because I'm the teacher, so I can see like, oh, okay, this is how many people have turned in. Oops. Versus, sorry. Oops. So I can see like this is how many people turned in versus this is how many are assigned, and it'll show graded for me too. But other than that, like little section right here, this should look pretty much the same, and it'll have a due date, instructions, and then I have different examples for you to look at, as well as a playlist. Now the playlist has songs that we've done before, and then songs that I think would be good. So if you need some inspiration and you're not really sure what song you could do, you can look on there. Those bands that I have listed have pretty good lyrics, I think. I mean, I think, in my biased opinion, but you can give that a look or a listen and see what you might want to do. There's a lot of different genres and stuff. On here, you will see my example. Hopefully this loads okay. It just takes a minute. Okay, so I have the lyrics, right? I copy and pasted them in. I made them a little bigger so they're easier to see. And then my analysis is in the comments here. So I highlighted, the lines that I wanted to talk about, and you can right click, or sometimes a little button will show up and you hit comment. And then you type in, like I put, the repeated S sound mimics the sound of night breezes, like wind through the leaves. Or words like linger, longing, and craving really drives home the tone of the song. It's about longing most of all, and I highlighted this little section. So you can do this. I can show you the other example too. You can do it that way. I've had some people want to like just put the lyrics, and then at the end they'll write a few paragraphs, or like a couple paragraphs. This isn't meant to be easy, right? Your regular credit is going to be easier than the extra credit. Otherwise, what's the point in doing the regular credit if you're just going to do the extra credit and have it be easier than the regular credit? You know what I mean? So yeah, this one's basically the same. If you click on these, it'll show you which little section I actually have. See how it looks like this whole thing is highlighted, but it's actually 3 different comments on there. So it'll show you like exactly what I'm talking about when I highlight different things, right? So that's that. The short story, I actually have an example short story as well. So this is something I wrote like forever ago, or at least part of something that I wrote forever ago. And if you're in my D&D club, you'll probably recognize the characters in here, just saying. So that is extra credit, okay? Don't ask me questions about it. It's there. You have instructions. You have examples. Just do it. If you want to do extra credit, it's there. And see, this goes all the way back and back. So with arguments, that's the unit we're in right now, right? So the argument essay organizer, that is what we're going to be doing over this next few weeks until we go back to school, okay? I have the rubric. That is for the final draft, and it's also in the final draft section, okay? Don't worry about the final draft assignment right now. It's due the same day. You're just going to basically copy everything over here and format it correctly for the final draft. So don't even sweat that right now. I want you to focus on this one. So when you open this, you're going to see the essay organizer. I have it broken down into sections, okay? And then I have, each section has like a date that it should be done by. This doesn't have to be like set in stone. If you get it done earlier, great. If you're a little bit behind, don't worry about it. You can get caught up pretty easily. I just wanted to give you kind of a guideline of where to be. That way you don't feel like you're getting behind or lost or anything. So this one, I have instructions. Okay, read them, please. Please, for the love of God, read the instructions. I can't tell you how many times I have to say that every day. So I'll read them for you out loud. That way you have no excuses, right? In this doc, we will be writing our argument essays bit by bit before we put everything together into one final paper. This assignment will be done throughout the next couple of weeks, so don't feel pressured to do it all in one go. I have labeled out the dates that you should be done with each section by so that you can make sure you are on track. Video lessons will be posted along with each major section, and these videos and in these videos, I will be walking you through each step. So that's what this is, yeah? Pink boxes are your lesson notes. So that's going to be where your information is. And then purple boxes are what you fill in. So that is your topic in your paper and your like chunks of your paper, right? That'll make more sense as we keep going. One thing I really wanted to point out is that this is the same thing that we have been doing. I had another assignment a few weeks ago, I think. The argument essay plan, where I had you fill in slides, right? This is the same thing. You can copy things over from this argument essay plan into here. It's not a different project. I just made this one big doc. See, it's got, 14, 15 pages. It'll be longer once you get all your stuff filled in, but I made this really big one. That way all of your information is in one place and it's easier to kind of keep things organized. All right? So don't freak out. It's the same thing. Just work with me here, okay? This is what we're going to be doing. This is your grade for the next few weeks. So stay on task. I'm going to be looking at them and making sure that you're all doing them. So I've got my eye on you. I'm going to leave comments. Just be ready for that. They'll be over here just like this, okay? I even have comments on this so that you can see and you don't have to ask me questions, okay? Not that I'm against answering questions, but when they're really basic questions that were answered in the instructions, that's where it gets a little annoying. So I'm going to do an example, and these videos I think are going to be mostly me doing examples for you. And I have a paper that I'm going to be writing alongside you guys, and my argument is going to be kind of silly, but I have a lot of feelings about this as a fantasy writer. So my topic is going to be, do vampires need to be super strong, fast, and pretty? Okay. Oop. If I can type correctly the first time, that'd be nice. So that is my topic. You can probably guess which way I'm leaning, and if not, you'll see pretty soon. For mine, I actually found a few sources already. I just Googled things like how fast is the average human, how strong is the average human, that kind of thing, because my main points, which we'll get to here pretty soon, I think, my main points are that vampires don't need to be as strong as some of them are portrayed in media, because humans themselves are not that fast, and humans themselves are not that are not that strong. Okay. So vampires shouldn't need to be that fast or strong or, super crazy, like intense. I'm looking at you, Twilight. Like, let's be real. Okay. So my first source, I found this one, and sorry, this pops up all the time. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this one is from the New York Times, and it's titled, "How Fast Can a Human Run?" I'm going to copy this link. Okay, this is the link, the URL, right? I'm going to close this. And I'm going to copy and paste it here. I thought I changed these to URL. I'll probably change that pretty soon. Oh my gosh. Come on. So you can either right click and hit copy, or you can just highlight and then Control C, and then Control V to paste. And for some reason, it's just not wanting to. Okay. There we go. So my source one, I'm going to put, oh my gosh. I guess I can put the title of the article, "How Fast Can a Human Run?" Okay. That way I know which one's which. And I actually have 3. You'll see here, so because I'm extra. And I didn't find all the information in one that I had hoped. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to copy paste this and do source 3 as well. Now, I want you to pull a couple of important quotes from each of them, okay? I'm doing this here, because this is going to be easier for you to find them and then add them in later sections. That way you don't have to have your tabs open the entire time you're writing. So let's see. I have already read this, so I know kind of where I'm going with it. And then these little comic dudes remind me of XKCD, the comic, but apparently that artist is not involved. So I wanted to know how fast a human can run, so that I can say, hey, this is how fast a vampire should be able to run, right? So let's see. So far, the fastest anyone has run is about 27.5 miles per hour, a speed reached briefly by sprinter Usain Bolt just after the midpoint of his world record 100-meter dash in 2009. So I'm going to say that is probably, what the heck? That is probably about as fast as a human could run, probably. Okay, that's probably not like as fast, and you'll see kind of in this article, like that's not as fast as we could run, but that's as fast as like a bipedal human could run. And it kind of goes on to say, like, the way that our speed is calculated is by like how much force we exert on the ground, and the fact that our legs are only so long, and our joints work a certain way. Apparently centaurs would work really, really well, or having longer legs would make you faster. So getting an average on, human strength is really hard, because everybody's different. Everybody's built differently. So that is, I guess, at peak, what we could do is about 28 miles per hour, maybe a little less. So I'm gonna say, let's see. I'm gonna copy this bit. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Control C, and then I'm gonna quote, Control V. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Paste without formatting keeps it in the formatting of this doc. okay? So it doesn't look weird. I'm gonna go down here, and I want to find the part where it's talking about this. Okay, so during the brief period of contact with the ground, our legs must push us forward and push us upward to support our body weight. That's a lot of force to exert in a short time, and that's why humans can skate faster than they run. So, let's see. Keeping your skates on the ground longer, blah, blah, blah. We design humans to run faster. So, adding more knees, I don't think is going to work very well. Just saying. But, this is kind of, oh my gosh, this is explaining what the mechanics behind humans running is. And I think that's interesting. So I'm going to say, and again, see if I can follow my own directions. There you go. So then source 2 is how fast can humans run. So these two, maybe I wasn't super smart in picking them because their titles are very similar, but they had the best information, I think. So how fast can humans run? Question mark. See how I put these in quotes too? Article titles are always in quotes. Book titles are always italicized. So that's where the letters are all slanty, right? So copy, and then we're going to paste without formatting. That way we have that link there. I don't know why it's not blue, but there we go. It doesn't matter. So we're looking at this one, and it is, I think, about the same thing. Running is qualified by differently from walking and running. A person's legs flex and the muscles stretch, blah, blah. This one has a little bit more of the technical sort of talk in it. Let's see. And apparently we would all run a lot faster if we were on all fours, but like that looks really goofy. So I guess if you want a vampire to run on its hands and feet, like it would be very fast or faster, but I don't think anybody really portrays them that way, right? Let's see. Fastest animal on record is a cheetah at 70 miles per hour. Can you imagine? That's so fast. Recent research on the most elite runners have led sports medicine specialist Peter Wayland and colleagues to suggest in press reports that the upper limit might reach 35 to 40 miles per hour. So this is like at peak if we were running like with no real pressure on our limbs, like on our feet and our knees. This is kind of where we could possibly be, is this 35 to 40. I think knowing that 35 to 40 might be a good sort of place for how fast maybe a vampire could run, right? So if they had those supernatural kind of reflexes and abilities and whatever, that's something that is feasible, I suppose. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this part here. And I'm going to put that in as a quote because I want to use that probably. And things that you put here, you don't necessarily need to use. It's just to keep it organized so that you have it there and you can see what you were thinking about using. This website I thought was really good because it has all of these medical journal articles listed as references, right? That is what you really, really want to look for in doing research. If you have things that are backed up by, they're called peer-reviewed articles, or peer-reviewed research. That is what people like even in college go to for their information when they write research papers. And I've written a lot of research papers, so trust me, I know. So if you can find that, awesome. Even if it's a .com, we've talked about a little bit about how .com is not necessarily credible. Usually, like, you kind of want to look for .orgs or .govs. Those are really the ones that are already like researched and credible. But that's okay. I think for this one, I'm only going to put the one quote because I have 3 sources, so I'm already kind of going ahead. This website, I'm sorry, has a lot of ads. So if they pop up, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Okay. So one of the other points that I wanted to make is that humans are not super strong, right? You'd have to be, like a muscly bodybuilder to outclass somebody that's like supernaturally strong. But so I'm gonna put source 3 is how much weight can the average man lift? Okay. And that's, I'm going to say they're talking about average human, because men aren't always the strongest. I'm just saying. Anyway, you'll see as you kind of fill things in, this is going to go down, and all you have to do is that, you just backspace or delete, and it'll bring the page back up. Okay. I just wanted to point that out because that's going to get a little weird. So this article says average is a tricky word when it comes to weightlifting. Each individual's fitness level, body type, and exercise experience make for a whole spectrum of variation. But bench press standards can help you get a grasp on roughly how much weight a typical man can lift when confronted with the bar. Let's see. So they already kind of started it out by saying, well, average is kind of subjective, right? Because we don't really have an average for humans because we're all different. But having said that, they've done some tests to see kind of where the average falls. Let's see. Maximum weightlifting repetition for 8. This is talking about the study. I've already read this, so if you want to read it, you can freeze the screen or pause the video rather and read it, but you don't have to. It's just this is one of the parts I wanted to get. So body weight plays a key role in how much weight an individual is able to lift. The National Center for Health Statistics reports that as of their 2015 through 2016 figures, the average American adult man weighs 197.8 pounds, which aligns rather closely with the 198-pound category on bench press standards provided by EXRX.net. Per EXRX, an untrained 198-pound man should be able to bench press 135 pounds of weight. Here, untrained means that this person does not regularly perform the exercise in question or has never performed it, but is capable of executing the lift correctly. So, essentially, the average person, right, would be about 197.8 pounds, could lift about 135 pounds. So, I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy this whole thing in. Not that I'm going to use the whole thing, probably, but that's okay. The information is there if I need all of it, right? That's the idea. The information is there. It's easy to look at. See how I'm putting this in the purple box and not the pink box or boxes? My pink box is down here. You want to do the purple box. If you're colorblind, I'm sorry. It's this one, whatever this looks like to you, right? Okay. So pulling another quote here. So the intermediate lifter is going to be 215 pounds. Advanced is 290. So you can see like people can lift pretty much their body weight or more, I guess, depending on how strong they are. So untrained, you're going to lift about 3/4. If you are trained, you're going to lift more than your like 100 pounds more or 200 pounds more, right? That's pretty impressive, I think. I was in weightlifting for a while, and I think I got up to like 180 on a bench press, maybe. I don't remember. Something like that, though. I'm pretty strong. I know I don't look it, but I'm pretty strong. Okay. I don't like this, how it cuts off. So I just do that. That's just me. I don't know. Or I guess what you could do. Well, nope, that doesn't help. Okay. I thought maybe it would, but it doesn't. Whatever. Okay, so there's that quote. Do you see how easy that was? Like, that isn't that hard. I don't think, anyway. And I did 3 of them. So if you need help finding articles, let me know. Literally, all you need to do is go to Google, and I typed in, like, how fast is an average human, right? When you Google things, it's going to tell you here. Don't just say, I used Google, and that's your source. Like, that's not what I'm asking for. What you could do here is, like, if you see your question, you can click on these. This is going to take you to the actual article where it talks about it, and you can cite that. Not necessarily that specific one, but you can, okay? There's going to be articles there, I promise. I'm going to go ahead and take you all to the next section, which is citing sources. And we are about 27 minutes in. So this is a longer video, sorry. But it is what it is. And I'm sorry the last one was kind of, the audio wasn't very good because there was some stuff going on outside, I guess. And like there was this weird banging, and I don't know what it was, but it wasn't going on in the room. So sorry. Hopefully this one is a lot better. Okay, so section 2 is citing sources. I want you to find credible sources for your topic, which means we're not using Wikipedia. You can't just cite Google as your source. We have to find the actual articles, okay? It's not as hard as it sounds. Again, just Google it. You'll find some stuff, I promise. If you don't, just let me know and I'll help you. I'm pretty good at finding things at this point. So each source that you find needs to be cited. Otherwise, it's plagiarism. And I've talked to a few of you specifically about plagiarism. If you copy somebody else's words and you don't cite it, that is plagiarism. That means that you will get a 0 and you'll have to redo the entire assignment. So good luck. If you're in college, you can get kicked out of college for plagiarizing your papers. So don't do that. College is very expensive. It takes a lot of time. Don't waste your money and your time by doing something like this. Okay. Okay. So I put this here. I'm assuming that most of you are going to be doing online articles because that's just the age we're in. I'm not going to require you to have, one physical article from like a book or a paper or something. That's just not feasible, I think, for most of us anymore. College might do that. Some high school might do that, have you actually cite a book. But since we're all distance learning right now, I can't really expect you to be able to get a book, right? Anyway, if you do have a book, I have the book source citations here so you can see what you need. But we're just going to talk about the online article one right now. So what you need is the author's name, the title of the article or page, title of the website, the name of the publisher. You only need to include the name of the publisher if it's different from the one on the website. Okay? The date the page or site was published, if available, and the URL. Okay? I even have like little arrows. You're going to find all this information kind of where it is, and I'm going to show you. This is how you format. I know it looks kind of wonky because that first line is there, and then the second 2 are over. Or, sometimes it's even the 3, or sometimes it's just 1. It just depends on how long your citation is. And definitely online citations are a little bit longer than the book citations because you don't have that URL, right? So I'm going to take you through my sources. and citations. So the author name for source 1, we're going to go here. Author name is typically up towards the top. So Text and Illustrations by Randall Munroe. So we know that's the author. So Randall Munroe. Okay. The title of the article is How Fast Can a Human Run? Well, yep. Run. Okay. Title of the website is the New York Times. That's the newspaper, but they also have the online version of it, right? So New York Times. Oop, that's not how you spell York. There we go. See how like it pops, like if I were to do this, it will pop up and tell you how to fix it. Y'all, stop making so many typos or spelling mistakes. I'm just saying, it's really easy. We have the technology. All right, finding the publisher, you're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the page. Usually, you'll see this little copyright thing here. The New York Times Company is the publisher. So usually, whoever it is copyrighted by is going to be your publisher. Okay, so the New York Times Company. It's really similar to this, but it's not the same, right? Okay, so we're going to put the company or the publisher name in there too. So the date that this article was published is back up at the top. Typically, I'm saying typically because sometimes they're different, but okay, so it was published January 21st, 2020, and that was not that long ago. So we're going to say January 21st, 2020. Cool. All right, the URL, just going to copy paste that back in there. Paste without formatting. All right, and then we are going to make this into the formatted citation. See how I said formatted here? It's formatted the way that this is supposed to be. Okay, so you can scroll back up a little bit. You see the first thing that you need is the author's last name, comma, first name, period. So last name is Munroe, comma, Randall, period. And then what we need after that, title of the article in quotation marks, and then the title of the website in italics. So title of the article, we see that here. How fast can a human run? How fast can a human run? Question mark. And then in italics, you can hit Control I, or if you go up here, there's this little slanty boy here. Do that. New York. I don't know why I keep doing that. Times. Period. I think. Right? Oh, sorry. No, I was wrong. New York Times, comma, and then the name of the publisher, comma, date of publication in day, month, year format, comma, URL. So we're going to go back down. Sorry. So the non-italics now. You can Control I again, or you can click the little slanty I. The New York Times Company, comma, and it was January 21st, 2020. See how I didn't put a comma there? Because we don't do that. Oh, sorry, day, month, year. My goodness. I'm out of practice. Which is saying something because I did this like 2 days ago. So 21st January 2020, comma. And then the URL. So we're going to copy that. And I guess I could put a space here. There we go. And then the URL. All right. So how we get these to do a hanging indent. For a hanging indent, you have to actually take this off. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize that that was a problem until literally just now. You're going to highlight the section that you want it to be indented. So that's going to be everything after that first line. You're going to go up to Format and Align and Indent, and then go down to Indentation Options. Under Special Indent, you hit Hanging. That auto fills in, everything here. You hit Apply, and there you go. Just like that. I know I made it look really easy because I just had to look up how to do it because it wasn't working correctly for me the way it was working before. So special. Okay, so that's how you do that. I can go through the next couple ones and figure out how to do that with you so that you can see more than one example. So the first thing that we need is the author's name. So let's look. It's by K. Chris Hurst. So go back here. K. Chris Hurst. Is that it? Yes. Okay. Title of the article or page: How fast can humans run? And you see how I'm capitalizing every word in there? You're going to capitalize every word that isn't an article or anything. So like of a, be, or not be, but of a, and, but, stuff like that. Okay. All right. Title of the website is ThoughtCo. See how it's really big right up here? It's pretty, this part should not be hard to find. ThoughtCo. And then name of the publisher. Again, we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Dot dash. Oops. I didn't really mean to click on that. But dot dash is the publisher. You see it says dot dash publishing family. So publisher is dot dash. Date of publication. So when was this article published? November 21st, 2019. And remember, 21st November 2019. And then the URL. And I guess you could copy it from like the last section up there, but it was right there, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. So make sure when you hit enter, oops, it's gonna auto do the little bullets here. If you just hit backspace, that takes that off. That way you don't have that weird like formatting issue that I had up there before. All right, you can actually just look at this one for this one because it should be formatted correctly, hopefully. That way you don't have to keep scrolling up and down. That's a pro tip just for me. All right, so our author name, it's last, comma first. So Hurst, comma, K, and then Chris, period. How fast can humans run? Okay, and then italics. It is ThoughtCo. And it has a dot there, so I'm going to do dot and comma. I know it looks goofy, but that's part of their name. Let's see. And then unitalicized, so Control I, or click the little I. The publisher is dot dash, comma, 21 November 2019. And then the URL, which we are going to copy paste. And period. And that's it. I didn't put a period up here. That was my bad. Actually, I don't know if you need one. Yes. So make sure you put a period there. Okay. So that's those two formatted. See how it's not that hard. We're going to even do this. Highlight that part. Not that. Go to align and indent, indentation options, hanging, and apply. See, not too bad. I can do the third one, and I'm just gonna copy this doodad, and I'll paste it over here, and then we'll just replace everything. So for my third article, and again, you only have to do 2, but I'm extra. Dan Ketchum, Ash Ketchum's dad. No, I don't know. Okay. Okay. So he is our author. How much weight can the average man lift? You could just copy paste this in. And then we'll do paste without formatting. Cool. The article is from livestrong.com. You know, I think that's the one guy. Armstrong? Neil Armstrong? Lance Armstrong? Lance Armstrong. Yep. So livestrong.com is our article title. The publisher is all the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom. And it keeps making me go back up. That's really annoying. I think it's just loading other articles. So maybe if we oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Can we not? Okay. Copyright Leaf Group Ltd, which is Leaf Group Limited. Okay. So Leaf Group Ltd is our publisher. Yours shouldn't be that annoying to find. Make sure I spelled that right. Yep. Okay. So Leaf Group Ltd, the date that our article was published is at the top again. It is September 9th, 2019. So, 09, September 2019. And then our URL is there. All right, so let's do this. Our author's name is Ketchum, comma, Dan, period. Article title, here, I'll do this. We're going to copy paste. We'll make it easy on ourselves. Paste. How much weight can the average man lift? And then italics for livestrong.com, comma, publisher, which is Leaf Group Limited, comma, 09 September, 2019, comma, and then our URL. And this auto formatted it because of me copying and pasting that. It might not always happen, but it might for you if you're lucky. Okay, so there's our citation. Not too bad, I hope. Hopefully it's not too bad. I really do. I think I'm going to leave that there. This is the first 2 sections, which is going to take you to the 15th, which is Wednesday this week. Yeah, which is Wednesday. And then by Wednesday, I'll have, these up. So hopefully that was helpful. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. But hopefully that helps you figure out what you need to do. Don't sweat it too much, I guess, is what I'm going to say. We need to get this done. This is our actual curriculum that we need to get finished. And I was really, really hoping that we would be back in school by now, but unfortunately, that's just not how things go. So do your best. I'll be commenting and looking in on your stuff to make sure that you're doing okay. So if you look over here, just check and make sure I haven't said anything. Okay, thanks for watching, I guess. And I will see you all later. Bye.